Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? We are here in Power Talk. I'm Dr. B, and I have an amazing guest with me. And our topic is Power of You with Preston Weekes. Now, I met Preston with an amazing person, which is Mark Victor Hansen. And I think Preston, I think he has a genius mind, and I invited him to be here on the show because he's a business strategist and he has so many amazing things that I want him to share here today. Now, Preston is a professional business builder and strategist, closer, and coach for impactful high net worth individuals. Preston's mission is to make the world work for 100% of humanity. So, welcome, Preston, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to be here and to talk with you.
It's amazing. I was looking at your bio, and you started with car. What was it? Car automation, or you were selling cars? Or
Yeah, I was selling cars. So I'm a car nut. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of my background. So I started with one $1,600 car. I am a car fanatic. Like if you looked up like car nut in a dictionary, it would describe what it is, and then in part two, it'd say Preston. But I am like car nut to the T. Since I was 2 years old, I could name every car on the road pretty much that would pass me. But
Wow.
When I was 16, I'd buy and sell cars so I could get a cooler car. But I ended up having to pay for college, and I started with one car, and I kept reinvesting in myself. And I ended up, the short story is, and I built that into owning and co-owning 15 car dealerships. I did a $50 million a year business annually, and then launched into other, things with partnerships with amazing people. So yeah, it's been a fun journey, and I've learned a lot of amazing things along the way. But it's kind of led me through my pathway that's led me up to today too.
Wow. Well, it's amazing to know that you are into cars, and I just know that I drive a car and that I have to put gasoline and I have to maintain it, and that's it. But I would love to know more about cars. But anyways, how is it that you support businesses? And why did you get into this type of business with people?
Yeah. So I had that transition, but it's always, in everything I've always done with companies, I've always wanted to help people. It's always been an underlying thing, even with my car businesses. But as I've grown, and as I've grown as a business person, I've been able to turn back now and provide things that I learned along the way as solutions to people. So I say I build people and I build companies. So I have Operations X and Formula EQ are two of my businesses that I use to do that. Operations X is a business solutions company, and it started back when I started outsourcing back in 2010. And so I was a little bit ahead of the curve. Now people kind of do that sort of thing all the time. But taking solutions, taking creative solutions, deploying them into business, and that's what helped me to grow my business and be able to do that. And I went through all these steps, but I was an innovator. I was looking ahead. But now my most important thing, my favorite project, well, I love helping businesses too, but also helping people. So it's Formula EQ. Now, EQ is the emotional quotient for people who don't know what that is. Like the IQ is that your intelligence, and the EQ is your emotional intelligence. And everyone can be a smart person, but that only gets you so far in life. And this isn't something they teach you in school. This isn't something they teach you. It's just kind of life lessons that get us lumped into these places. But now what I love to do is train people on what they can do, especially after last year, after everyone's been disconnected, after everyone's been through change and trials and different things. People are having to adapt, and people are having to recalibrate and revector, and they need a little support. So that's my mission now, is to support people. So my goal is to make the world work for 100% of humanity. And so, yeah, what we do is, I focus on what's human with people, not what divides people, but what connects everyone together. And it's absolutely amazing. It's a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm. And our topic today, for those of you that are listening, it's the power of you. So you're about solutions for people, about empowering people. And and why do you think it's important to empower people? Yes, you want to help them build a business and you want to strategize with them, but why that power of you? Why is it so important to you?
Yeah, so this is something that's really, really important to me because I believe that you, whoever is listening right now, you are the foundation of every single thing that you do in your life. So if your foundation is weak and your foundation is off a little bit, then everything else that you do is affected by it. Your business, your work life, your happiness, your marriage, your relationship, your friendship, if you're a parent, if you're whatever you are, all those things, and even yourself, even your love and your appreciation for yourself and your self-respect, where people go through depression, they go through all these other things. So what my goal is to build the foundation of people. And if people can realize how to make themselves feel however they want to feel and realize that they have the power to do that in their own life, then I've accomplished my goal. And I can strengthen the foundation of people. I can strengthen the foundation of companies. I can strengthen the foundation of humanity across the world. And I believe by doing that, we'll build deeper roots and we'll rise up like really strong trees in the world and create a better tomorrow. And that's my mission.
I love what you're saying, that you are the foundation of everything, and building that strong foundation is really vital, especially after COVID. I mean, so much has happened. We've lost many, many lives. We've lost jobs. We've lost hope in many cases. So, how can we begin to strengthen the foundation? What's a tip that you can give people out there that will be listening?
Well, yeah. Well, here's one thing I want people to realize is that it starts right now. Taking the first step is realizing it and realizing that you are actually the one in control. And the only thing you can do about it is what you can do right now. So we can sit here, there's all these things going out there like fear and, scarcity and all these things that don't serve us, right? But if we take what's really happening right now in our life and we look at it and we go, okay, I'm sitting here in my office, I'm having an amazing conversation with Dr. B. I feel good, and it's okay. My life, I'm okay. I'm okay right now. But so who do I want to be? Who do I want to be right now? Who do I want to show up as a person? And, what does that person do right now? Who is that person right now? How do they live, right now? I have so many people, clients now that I coach or different things like that. And they come to me and, they're doing a transition. They're going from a company to being a CEO or, doing these different changes. And they go, Preston, how do I do it? How do I be, a CEO, or how do I be, the lead manager of this position, or how do I be, whatever it is they're trying to do in life? How do I leave my company and go off to be? And I go, you, that's it. You just have to be that person. You have to realize that, that whoever you were in the past doesn't matter. And right now, you can decide to be whoever you want to be today. And you show up as that person. You believe it as that person. There's things that we teach in my Formula EQ community. There are techniques to help support people with that, and different things that you can go deeper into to learn it. But that's the basis of it, and it's simple. It's a very simple idea. But people go, is it really that simple? And yeah, it's that simple, but it's not that hard to. I mean, it's harder to do too. You've got to be committed to it and live it, and it's a lifestyle.
And you made a great point. You have to make a decision. A lot of people are waiting. Skills are important and knowledge is important, but they're waiting. And you know what? I was in that situation where I was constantly buying and buying programs and just trying to learn and learn and learn. But the execution piece and the decision making of starting to be who I wanted to become wasn't happening. So I don't know if you're dealing with, when you're coaching, or you're dealing with people that experience something like that, like me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I think, and that's actually why I structured my community the way I have now. Because I have been a crazy learner of all the amazing thought leaders, all the amazing people out there in the world. I went to my first Tony Robbins seminar when I was 16 years old. I flew to Atlanta. I did the whole thing. I walked on the coals, and but I love it. I've been involved in it my whole life, but first of all, there are some pieces missing that I have connected now in my teaching that have been comprehensive things that have got me through some of the trials and challenges that I've faced in life. Mm-hmm. So that's one part too. And then two, one of the biggest pieces that I think is missing is the continuation of things. I think it's a lifestyle. It's a continued action where a lot of times people go to something, they go to a seminar, they get like super excited, they get super pumped up, but then 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, there's this fallout of things that happen. People don't follow through, they lose the feeling, they lose the all the back end stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I go, okay, how do I support people to not do that? And look at people and go, okay, now I can coach people and I can train people, and then on the side I have the community. So we meet every single week. We meet at 8 a.m. Pacific time. It's global, so I have like 20 countries on sometimes, and my partner's in London that helps me run it. But we meet every single week, so people can come or not come, or they can watch the recording later. But we're there to support them. And then come and they can bring their questions to the community live every single week. And we're there to support them. And because I believe it's a lifestyle, and it's something that I live. I wake up every day. I have a personal routine. I, meditate. I have, I take care of myself, and then I build myself up strong so I can go on and do amazing things. And I can run 5 companies, and I can do all these things, and I can go and I can show up, and I can have energy to do it all the time. And I can be a good dad, and I can be a good husband, because those are roles that I took on in my life. And so I try and show up 100% everywhere I am. But most importantly, the basis of it is that I am happy 100% of the time, because I am fully in power of that in my life. And second, I recognize it or realize it, I re-vector, recenter, recalibrate, and just keep moving the course. And it's not a fake thing. It's real. It's amazing. But yeah, the people that have gone through it and are living it, they're changing their lives. But people are just going through a lot. They're going through a lot of challenges, and I want to help people that are, because there's options out there for people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. People are always looking for solutions. They're looking, and I think that a lot of times when they get stuck, it's because they don't have the resources, they don't have the options, they don't have solutions. So how do you help people find solutions that they're looking for? I mean, what's the strategy that you use?
Yeah, well, it's like, one of the most important things is, just taking action. But to find the solutions, you need to support yourself with people that help you in the areas that you're not good at. So I always tell people, on the business side of things, I say, look, when I coach people on the business side of things, like on hiring or bringing different people on, people go, oh, I want to work with people I get along with. Oh, I want to work with like-minded people. No, that's a mistake. You want to work with people that are the opposite of you, that provide a new perspective, they have new skills that you don't have, that like to do things that you don't like to do. And you've got to figure out a way to work together and make a coherent team and things like that. And when it comes to life, in solutions, we need to, find our solutions, focus on, what is happy, what makes us happy in our life, eliminate the things out that don't serve us, and realize, what we really have control of, too, in those situations. And, but yeah, there's a million different ways, and really all of it, it's funny because every time I get into it, I mean, there's always corporate solutions or different sales solutions or different things like that. But when it comes down to the solution, I always start with yourself and go, where are you off? And there's one thing I noticed in life is that challenges and weights are all the challenges that people go through in life are different. So say like, for example, someone might be bullying at work, or someone might be saying mean things to you, or you might have been laid off, or things like that happen. All these challenges in life are different, but all the core feeling in every single human, in every single person across the world, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your income level, all the feelings are the same. The feelings are the same. And the way that we process those feelings don't have anything to do with the actual situation. It has to do with our, perception and how we're interpreting that situation. So, so you can have someone that, could be catastrophically, devastated because they got a bad grade in school, or you could have someone be devastated because their family was kidnapped or something, but those people on the human level are experiencing, they can actually be experiencing the same thing. So you can't actually put weight on the situation, but that's where I bring it down to the commonality of humans, the commonality of people. That's where we meet on a global community and go, look, we don't focus on what's different, we don't focus on what divides us. We look at all these things and we break them down to the human level, and we deal with it and we face it as people the way that we can, with power. And we bring, and
I love it. Yeah, I mean, people need to step into their power, even in the midst of chaos. I mean, I've gone through cancer, I've gone through a lot of things, and a lot of people are experiencing struggles. But one of the things that I do, Preston, and you kind of already know that, I'm a book coaching agent, but I help people turn those stories into memoirs so that they can tell their story to those that are recently experiencing what they experienced in the past. So how do you take the past, heal it as a writer? And then I just want to tell people that are listening, Preston and Mark Victor Hansen have been helping me with my writing, with my book. So he's an amazing person to connect with. He designs covers for books. So connect with Preston if you are interested in designing that book cover. And then Mark and Preston are really good with titles. So I really want you to connect with him. And then, of course, if you're interested in Writer's Flow, then connect with me. But here we're here with Power Talk, Ask the Expert. And here's Preston with Power of You. So thank you, Preston.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that everyone needs to write their book. So everyone go out there and write their book, because books are so important to the world. Sharing your story is so important to the world, and sharing your message, it outlives yourself, like you're talking about, and it goes on to teach generations. You look at, what books have done in your life today. and what they have shaped, what they've formed in the world and society and education, in everything that we understand today. Books have done that, and they'll shape tomorrow too. And so people need to write. So I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. It's great.
Yeah, because I feel that if you write a book, you're going to leave a book that outlives us, and we'll leave our mission, our messages. And how did we cope with the situation, especially now, Preston, with COVID, and here in Texas, we experience like the Texas storm. I mean, there's so much happening in the world. How do we leave these stories for generations to come so that they know how we coped, what we went through, right?
Right. Well, yeah. And I think, it's challenging. You look at things like social media, there's these breakdowns. They go, what's going to exist, when you die, right? Because I don't know, I remember there's Friendster, and then there's MySpace, and then Facebook, and then it's like this evolution of platforms, right? And LinkedIn and all the things, and Instagram, and Twitter, and it's like, okay, well, a book doesn't change. A book's there. It's hard, it's printed, and it can exist in that world as well. So it has duality with that, and it can go on to audio, video, all the other things. So I'm a huge advocate. I co-wrote the book, How to Be Up in Down Times. I wrote that with Mark Victor Hansen. So any of those who don't know Mark, he wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul books, Aladdin Factor, 1 Minute Millionaire. He's had 59 #1 New York Times bestsellers. He's absolutely incredible. And I wrote that with a lady named Mitzi Perdue, who's a fantastic woman. She is just an incredible person and an absolute genius. Her family runs the farm, Perdue Farms, the chicken company, and her dad started Sheraton Hotels. So she comes from some pretty amazing families, but I had the opportunity to write that book with her. But it was to do it to uplift people, because we saw COVID coming, and we go, okay, people are going to go into isolation. We need to help people. And that was the stem of it, is to uplift humanity, which is everything I get involved in and everything I do. So that's what I want to do, is encourage people out there. If you want to be part of a community that's supportive, with positive mindset, high performer community, check out my Formula EQ community. And I will give everyone listening right now that goes to the website for free, a whole month for free to come. So if you sign up, it's only $99 a month after that. So it's like, it's less than a Starbucks a day, I think, to stay in. So for people that are serious about it, it's a great space. If you're not, don't come. You'll waste your time. Okay. We're serious about living happy, positive life. Yeah.
And I just have to say, I hang out with Preston and Mark once a month, and it's like I'm driving home. He can tell you I'm driving home, and it doesn't matter. I have to log in and connect with these gentlemen, because their mind, their strategic mindset is powerful, and just connecting with them one day, even if I only get to talk for 10 minutes with them, to me, it's $1 million in that I invested in that moment, right? Or that I saved, because it's worth more than $1 million. That's really what I wanted to say. So connect with Preston.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's what you're doing, you're leading by example, because I didn't believe this before, and I am a believer of it now, but you become who you surround yourself with. And so if you want to be at a different level, you need to surround yourself by people that are at a different level. They're at the level you want to be at, of energy, of happiness, of wealth, of all the things. You need to put all those pieces into your life and support yourself by positive people. I do it. I'm a coach to leaders, to executives. I lead for Mark Victor Hansen and help him. I have since 2016. I've done it to tons of billionaires and mega millionaires and leaders and CEOs and executives. of people, and they do it because they believe in themselves enough that their goals are important enough that they actually get them. That's it. Make sure you set goals that are worth achieving. That's what I want to leave you all with, too, is make sure set goals that are worth achieving, not only for yourself, but for your life and for other people too. And if then you can support people that will help you to get there, because the support I give versus what the people get out of it, like you're saying, is millions of dollars, more in value, in life, in bettering other people's lives, in ideas, whatever, in stress, in all the things that pay out down the road. So you're a genius with that.
So I just want to say you need to connect with Preston. And I know that I keep bragging about him, but I really mean it. Like, he's been helping me in so many ways that you're going to see how I've been evolving by connecting with him and Mark every month for maybe, I think, 5 or 6 months already. So he's been meeting and he's been supporting mega millionaires, and he can help you too. So here's the link right here. We were talking about formulaq.com, and he was saying that you can get it for free for a month if you're interested. So I would not waste time, and I would go sign up right now, because you will get value from connecting with him. And what quote is it that you love? I always like to end with giving people a quote that really
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I have almost a semi-photographic memory with numbers, but I'm not a huge quote guy. But I've got a quote I love, and it's been a meaningful one. And I actually don't even know where it came from, but I read it on my grandfather's fridge when I was a kid, and it was one of the first quotes that really stuck with me in life. And it's actually become one of my guiding methodologies for life in general. But it said, hanging on to anger is like taking arsenic. You're only poisoning yourself.
Yeah, I needed that today.
So hanging on to anger is like taking arsenic. You're only poisoning yourself.
Wow.
And that's the basis of everything I believe. That all the negative thoughts and the things that we hang on to, they literally only exist in ourselves. They don't exist anywhere else in the world. And so I give you all permission to let them go today, and to enjoy the rest of your day, and to love yourself, and to appreciate yourself for all the amazing things that you do, all the amazing things that you create, and the amazing life that you live right now.
Thank you. And you're going to see the website below, and you're seeing the link below. What's this other link that you gave me? What are they going to get?
Prestons Links. I am like an iceberg. I have a lot happening underwater that would take hours and hours to talk about. And that's always new things. So it's got my website's on there. It's got some special offers on there. It's got some different things that people can participate in. And it also has the Formula EQ website on there as well. So if you forget Formula EQ and you remember my name, Preston, it's just Prestons Links, and my links, and it's got a bunch of different links. And one other thing too is, I'll tell people, we've got a huge event coming up. So watch, follow Dr. B. I'll keep her in on this, and connect with me or whatever. But I've got a huge event coming up. This has not been announced yet. It's called The Power of You. And I'm going to have some mega speakers. It's going to be me. It's going to be Mark Victor Hansen. It's going to be Dr. John DiMartini. It's going to be my partner, Eldon Hassa in London. It's going to be a whole other slew of rock stars. I went the leader of the head global economist for X Prize, which is like that, company that funds spaceships and stuff. But it's amazing stuff. So we're going to have an insane speaker lineup. It's going to be a free event, and we're just doing it to help people.
Super. So you need to connect with him. And I'm going to keep you posted on this coming event because these are top thought leaders that are amazing and they transform lives. And what I have to say is this is the Power Talk. It's a live stream. I usually have it on Tuesday, and then I have special speakers during, whenever they're available. Like I really connect with them and I want to bring them to you. So there's two favors that I really want to ask from you. I want to ask that you click and you like it and you make a comment. If you have any questions, this is the Power Talk, Ask the Expert. So ask any questions that you might have, and we'll come back and answer them. And the second thing that we always ask is that you share, share, share. Why? Because I know that someone out there is looking for Preston and they want to connect. And the only way they can connect is through you. So you have that power to connect other people with Preston and connect them with me. I'm the Power Talk host. I am Dr. B with B Global. And basically, I connect and help people come together to really impact and make a difference in ways that I couldn't do it alone. So I invite people like Preston to help me impact and make a difference in the world. So thank you, Preston. Thank you so much for saying yes and being here today with me.
You're amazing. Thank you for having me, and thank you for doing what you do, for standing for what you stand for. I've got to know you, working with you and helping with you, and you are an incredible person. So I appreciate you. You're a dear friend of me. So thank you for having me.
Gracias, and hugs to all of you, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye now.